So with all the Epstein stuff going on here lately, I just wanted to point out something that I found kind of odd with this whole thing. So firstly, this camera angle that we have, if you were watching this, you would make the assumption that, this right here is his cell, or this, right? Well, it turns out that it's neither of these, because we actually have a layout of the special housing unit here at the Metropolitan. So the camera we have is here, and you're going to be looking in this direction. So you're going to see, with this view, you're looking at this this chair here, right? And you can see also, you can see like the corner of the stairs here that go up. You can see this little section here, right? As you can see here, there's the officer's workstation, and then right here, these little notches are the stairs. Okay, so why do we not have a camera on his side? Because the way these this housing unit is, you've got each of these blocks here, right? There's 2 levels, and each level is the same. There's 8 cells, 4 on each side. So there's 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, and then below that there's 8, 8, and 8. And the reason we know this is there's actually a picture, and this is another camera that they have, and this one obviously is on this back wall facing this direction, right? So that one is broken apparently. And the way these cells are, you've got sections of 2, right? 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, and then 1 on the other side, and then in between each cell you've got the utility closet, and this would be access for, like, if you had a plumbing issue or something like that and you didn't want to have to pull the inmates out of their cell, you could get into the utility closet and have access to the plumbing for the toilet and the sink and all that. So this camera's broken, so we don't have that view. Okay, I guess that's understandable, but you would think if this is a prison that's going to house someone like Jeffrey Epstein, I think I would invest the money to fix the cameras, right? I mean, with this, especially now, in hindsight, stuff like this is going to happen. So this desk, this officer's workstation that we see, this is his view sitting at his desk right here. Okay, he can actually see Epstein's cell from his desk. Okay, and apparently through the video he's actually sleeping at certain points, so I guess he's not seeing much of anything in reality. But what I found really odd with this whole thing is, on this here, this is supposedly the only way in and out of this special housing unit. This is the door here. When you see them pick up the telephone and then they'll hang it right back up, it seems like that triggers an alert to whoever has control of the locks to release the lock and let them go in and out. And early in the video, there's a lot of people going in and out of this door, doing the same, picking the phone up, door opens, they'll go out, and then a few minutes later they'll come back. I don't know if they're going for smoke breaks at certain points, which is a possibility, and then obviously a few times it's going to be for shift change. You got the new person coming in to relieve the other. But what I'm more focused on is this clip here. So you've got this guy in orange, and you have an corrections officer here So it's late at night. It's 8 p.m. Obviously, they're doing some cleanup, probably mopping, sweeping the floors, emptying the trash cans, all that good stuff. And you've seen that inmate's walking around with this guard and doesn't have any handcuffs on, okay? This is going to be important. So this guard is now waiting for something. She doesn't seem too concerned with the inmates that are out and about because this one is over here and she's looking in this direction. So she's not paying too much attention to that inmate. And that inmate, if really dangerous and she was so worried, could easily come up behind her and do something, okay? So she's waiting on somebody. She's standing here. It seems like she's waiting on somebody. She goes over, glances, it looks like she glances down to the lower section of cells because there's stairs going down right here. And then she's walking back over here. She's waiting on something here, it seems like. And then at about 7:49 and a half, you have somebody being escorted in handcuffs. And you can see right there, I mean, it kind of does look like it's Epstein. You've got the gray hair and the face kind of looks like it would be him. It does seem like it's possibly him. That's what they're saying. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. So he's being escorted down in handcuffs. And this one's here. See his hands behind his back. Looks like they have the key in their hand, maybe to get into the cell. This one's just watching, and you've seen right there that first officer went up the stairs, right? Once they go past that wall, you can't even see him going up. But this one, when she goes, you can actually see her on the left side of the stairs for a second. So it's possible to go up and down those steps without somebody seeing it on this camera. Now the reason I wanted to point this out is because, what do we know? We already know there's one access point in and out right here. This is what's been said, that this is supposed to show the door that gives access to the special housing unit, so we know that nobody comes in and out. And that's how we're supposed to know that, hey, nobody could have gotten to Epstein, because you're looking at the door the whole time to get into that into the shoe. So if that's the case, what I want to know right here, where are they coming from? Because they're on the second level, and you see here they are coming into frame right here. It looks like they're coming into frame right here and going down and up, right? So where are they at? Am I supposed to believe that they have someone like Epstein up here mopping the floors or doing some kind of cleaning? Well, if that's the case, why are they escorting him back in handcuffs? I mean, we already seen the one guy down here working with no handcuffs on, and the guard even turned her back to him at certain points. So what this seems like to me is they would throw the handcuffs on him to escort him through certain sections of the prison. Now, there are obviously going to be prisons to where if you're coming out of your cell at all, you know, they're going to want to have you in handcuffs, unless you're coming out to clean, though, or to do some type of work. Well, you've seen these people working in here, so yeah, that's possible. I don't find it very likely that Epstein, I mean, what's he doing? He's working, earning his good days so he can get an early release. Well, we know that's not happening. So I just don't see him participating in any of that, especially 30 days in to his stay. And he's doing, I mean, if he knows he's going to kill himself, why would you give a shit enough to actually be trying to help and clean and do this or that? I would be in my cell and be like, look, just leave me alone. I'm here. You've got me here. There's nothing I can do, but I'm sitting here, and that's it. Like, just leave me be. Bring my food, and that's the end of it. Especially someone like him with his amount of wealth and the lifestyle that he's used to living. I just don't see that. But even if that was the case, why would you have him working over here? Because this is the only other place he could be. There's nowhere else he could be coming into frame like this and going down the stairs. So why would you put him in handcuffs as he's out freely working, and then you're just taking him 50 feet over here to his cell? Yet you've got other inmates walking around here, guard not even paying attention to him, with no handcuffs on. But and that guy, for all we know, could be a murderer. But we're escorting Epstein back in handcuffs. So that makes me think, hey, is there another way in and out of here? Because it seems like they were transporting him from somewhere else into the shoe. And if that's the case, then obviously this isn't the one way in or out. And when you take that into consideration with the fact that right here, the video goes from, so pay attention right here, the video goes from 58 to 12, so there's a whole missing minute there. So that seems like if there is another way in or out of here, they were possibly, because I just don't see somebody coming in this door, going down, going into his cell, strangling him, coming all the way back over here, and going back out in under a minute. I just don't see it. But from down here, maybe, I don't know. It still seems like there's not a lot they could do in just a minute. I mean, it's not something. I mean, you've seen interviews with killers where they've talked about strangling someone and how much time it actually takes for them to actually be dead. So I don't know. I find this whole thing to be odd, and it makes me think that this probably isn't the only way in or out of here. It seems dumb for a place like this inside a prison to have only one way in and out. I mean, for the sake of safety, for fires. I mean, I work in the nuclear industry, and in a lot of these plants, you've got multiple ways in and out of all these different areas. So with a prison with a bunch of dangerous inmates, I just don't see it being feasible for there only to have one way in and out. And if that's the case, why are they lying and telling us that there's only one way? And we're supposed to be focused on those doors just to show that nobody came in and out. And that's not even taking into consideration that there was a person with a hoodie on going in and out. I mean, there's a bunch of odd stuff going on in this video, all the way up to the end when they start scrambling. I mean, at a certain point, you got a guy that comes in. You've got a guy that comes in here. So you see him walk in. He's got trays, it looks like. Then he goes up to the top. And then about a minute later, he comes running back down. And you seen him when he went up. He was really just strolling up there. So actually, I think it was about a minute. I think it was about a minute and a half. Oh, come on. Yeah, so there he goes. He came down. Looks like he picks up the phone to say, hey, you think we might have somebody dead here? Somebody not responding. He goes up. And then later on, you see him actually like running back and forth. And it just, I don't know. I just think the whole thing's odd. And I'm curious to see what the next few weeks tell us and what they actually release, or if they're going to be truthful about this whole thing or just continue lying. So anyhow, thanks for watching.